I've seen some videos floating around claiming that self-improvement is mental masturbation. And after thinking about it for a while, I think they might actually be right. I think the phrase or the sentence or whatever was taken from a film, Fight Club.
Sorry for guys packed into gyms, trying to look like how Calvin Klein or Tommy Hilfiger said they should. That what a man looks like?
Self-improvement is masturbation. Now self-destruction. Excuse me.
But I've not watched the movie, I rarely watch movies. But I think that's where the whole idea came from, and I think it actually makes sense with style. Also, I want to shout out Mark Manson, the author of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, because I think he's the one that just explained this concept perfectly. So what's the whole point of self-improvement? The whole point of self-improvement is to become a successful person, to become successful, to get ahead of 99% of people and all that, which is very true. But why don't we look at some successful people in history? We all know Steve Jobs, the inventor of iPhone and Apple computers and all that. And he's a very successful, a very good person in history. Everybody loves him. But Steve Jobs probably was not waking up and taking cold showers and meditating for 5 hours and all that. In fact, I've even heard many people say that Steve Jobs was actually not the nicest person to be around. We all know Warren Buffett, the successful investor guy that has invested in all these companies and done all these things. But they say he actually eats junk food for breakfast. Everybody knows Kobe Bryant, right? The basketball guy, very successful, famous, every single thing. They said he eats pepperoni pizza and Fanta before every game he went to play. And that's pretty much junk food. Thomas Edison was famous for inventing the light bulb and coming up with all these great inventions and all that. You want to know his secrets to his success? Yeah, cocaine, you heard me right, cocaine. And Winston Churchill won World War II sitting in a bathtub and drinking scotch. So from what I was saying from all these successful people, they were not perfect, right? They were not trying to eat the healthiest diet, they were not trying to sleep for 12 hours a day, they were not trying to be on no-fap or spend all day in nature or do this or do that or do this. So if all these successful people were not doing the common self-improvement advice we are all used to hearing, then why did they not become successful? According to Mark Manson, the thing that makes people successful is number one, have a contrarian idea. Number two, be correct about that contrarian idea. And number three, execute on that contrarian idea massively. That's what made these people successful. Or a simpler way to explain this is the 80-20 rule. We've all heard about the 80-20 rule. 20% of the things you do will bring 80% of the results. And this is exactly why all these guys are extremely successful. I think Warren Buffett said in about 60 years, the thing that made him actually successful is just making like 12 good decisions. Imagine that in 60 years, he became as successful as he is by just making 12 good decisions. So the whole idea is there are 100 things you can do to become successful. But out of those 100 things, only 20 of those things are actually going to bring 80% of the results. The remaining 80 things are not really that important. And the reason why people are extremely successful is not because they did the whole 100 things, it's because they just executed on those 20 things that will actually make them successful. Those 20 things that will actually bring them 80% of the results. That's why they're extremely successful. The best way to think about it is a car. This is a car, it wants to get to its destination. What does this car need to do to get to this destination? The car just simply has to drive to the destination. Every other thing that is not this car going to this destination is irrelevant. It does not matter how fancy or how intelligent or whatever it is. The important thing here is this car moving to its destination. That's what is going to make this car successful. And this is exactly why these people are successful. They were able to find a thing that is going to move them from year to year. In order to be a success, unfortunately, self-improvement is not very compulsory. So the question now is, where does this leave us? Does this just mean we can just go and jerk off and spend all day playing video games and watch YouTube all day and spend all day on social media and stay indoors all day and eat shit food and just not do anything meaningful with our lives? Well, actually, you can actually do those things as long as you are doing the most important thing that's going to move you from year to year. But just like the car analogy I was using, just think about that car. The most important thing for this car is to drive from year to year. And for the car to drive from year to year, the car just has to be good enough. It just has to be decent enough to be able to move from year to year. Like, it might even be breaking down on the road. It might, the engine might overheat after just a few minutes. But as long as it just keeps moving and it can get to its destination, that is like the most important thing. But just imagine this car had a better engine. Then going from year to year becomes significantly easier. Imagine this car had better tires Going from year to year becomes significantly easier. Imagine this car had better hydraulics or a better exhaust system or better brakes or better acceleration or whatever is inside the car. I don't own a car, so I don't know. The process of this car moving from year to year becomes significantly easier. It's almost like each thing you upgrade, the process becomes significantly easier. I think that's where self-improvement still has meaning. Because just like they said, all these guys out there, I've seen they were eating junk food, they were doing all these, bad habits, and they still became wildly successful. But imagine they didn't really do those bad habits. The problem is they could have been a little more successful than they already were. They could have gotten to their destination a little faster. The most important thing that's going to get you to your success is probably not going to be cold showers or waking up by 5 a.m. or eating clean or whatever. But all those things are definitely going to help you on your journey. But I think the thing to keep in mind is just that, your journey. Everybody is different, and just like this car, all cars are different. Some cars are just naturally faster, some cars are slower, some cars are more rugged, some cars are more fragile. So every car is different. So you have to look at this journey like, okay, I want to go from year to year. Like, what does this journey consist of? If the road is rocky, for example, you upgrading the shock absorber in your car is going to be significantly helpful in your journey. But you tinting your glasses, for example, is not as helpful. And if the road is very smooth and all that, you upgrading your engine, to a faster and more powerful engine is going to be significantly helpful because it's going to make you get here faster than you changing the color of the car. And if the journey is going to be at night, you upgrading your headlights so you can see better at night is going to be significantly better than you upgrading the hydraulics, for example. I'm not trying to say the hydraulics or the exhaust or whatever is not important. They are extremely important. But you have to look at your situation and actually ask, like, what is going to get me 80% of the results? Back to the 80-20 rule. There are 100 things I could do. So, for example, you want to become a top student in your class, or you want to start a business or do this or whatever. There are 100 things I could do to get to this place. But out of those 100 things, 20 things are actually going to bring most of the results. So what are those 20 things I can actually do? And the remaining 80 things, we can just ignore them or just do it, because we want to feel like. But we have to make sure we're already doing these most important 20 things that is going to get us here. And the last thing I'll talk about, which I'm perfectly guilty of as well, is watching all these self-improvement videos similar to this one and not doing anything about the information. I think this is where the real mental masturbation is, because videos like this are actually good. Videos like this are extremely helpful. Like, it's far better to watch an Hamza video or even a video like this similar to than going to YouTube and just watching some other random thing that's not really going to help you. But the problem is when you start overwatching videos like this and you don't really do anything with the information. And I'm extremely guilty of this as well. I'm not going to pretend like I'm perfect. I'm guilty of this. I watch way too much self-improvement videos and I don't really do much with it. I think you have to start to devise a plan. You have to stop just watching these videos all day. You have to actually start doing something about the information you get. From this video, for example, the action step you could take is looking at your life and ask yourself, like, what is actually important to me? What goal am I trying to achieve? Like, what do I actually want to do? Then see, okay, what are the things that are going to get me there? There are 100 things I could do, but what are the 20 things that are actually going to get me to that place? And that's like an action step. If after you watch this video, you go and do that, like, perfect. But if after you watch this video, you just go and look for another video that has nice edits so the guy can talk and capture your attention fluently, it's not really going to help you very much. And in the Fight Club clip that I played earlier, according to the guy, I think his solution recommended was self-destruction. And even though it sounds like, what self-destruction? I think it's basically still self-improvement, but it just means doing the actual hard work that is going to get you there. Because in order to maybe become the best student or get the best grades, you're going to have to study for a very long period of time, and that's very uncomfortable, that's painful. It's basically doing the
hard work, especially when you don't feel like it.
That's the self-destruction in it. The self-improvement part is watching all these videos. All these ones are easy. You can just lay in your bed and just watch a video, and it's fun, it's chill. But to actually get up and go to the gym, to actually not participate in all those bad habits, to actually study, to actually work on your business, to actually read all those books, to actually do all those things that are going to get you to where you need to go, there's pain involved. And you're going to have to destroy your lazy or monkey brain or whatever they call it in order to get there. I think the biggest takeaway is to just be more intentional with the things you do. Remember that out of every 100 things you're going to do, 20 of them are actually going to be the main things that give you the results you're looking for. The remaining 80, they are not that relevant. Start doing those 20 things. Many of us, we ignore those 20 things and we want to look for those 80 things because they are easier to do. Stop looking for those 80 things. Start to do those 20 things that are actually going to get you to where you need to go. And eventually, you are going to get there. This is going to be the last time there's free one-on-one coaching in the description, but after today or after this week or very, very soon, that free coaching is no longer going to be available. If you need one-on-one coaching for absolutely free, click that link in the description right now. It's not going to be free forever, so you might as well take advantage of it while it's lasts. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.